This one's classic. I'll let him finish.
From it, the Germans made gloves laid in bags and briefcases.
Okay, the narrative is that they took the skin here. Let him say it one more time.
Here is human skin, dressed and tanned at the factory. From it, the Germans made gloves laid in bags and briefcases. What manner of creatures are they then, these bipeds in the prisoner's dock? Is there any punishment commensurable to their crimes? No punishment is fit enough for them.
This whole bullshit reminds me of Charles Manson. Charles Manson, by the way, is only guilty of killing one person with a firearm in his home, and all of the other myths around Charles Manson came about afterwards, and they created a narrative so compelling that as he would say, that the jury thought that he was the devil himself reincarnated with the amount of media propaganda. In his book, in his own words, Charles Manson says something like this. He says, the media made a devil out of me so well that when I woke up in my prison cell to look at myself in the mirror, he goes, I wanted to see if I started to grow horns. That's what the media does. It shapes the narrative here. And the skins later became, in American propaganda, the Jewish skins. They made all these things out of Jewish skins. So they changed it later on that these skins were used for whatever they say, your handbags or whatever, and it later became Jewish skins, which is complete nonsense. Have you heard a single mention of Jews so far? Of course not. Because these are all war criminals. These are this is exactly what happens at the end of a war. All right, let's hear what they have to say here.
The American prosecutor said, if these men are to be declared innocent, then there was no war, no massacres, and no crimes. The British prosecutor said, they slaughtered 12 million people. For such a crime, they might with every justice have been executed without trial or investigation. The French prosecutor said, when messieurs the judges retire to consider their verdict, they must in their silent deliberations hearken to the blood of the innocent, crying for retribution.
This is what's coming. This is the trial that will be referenced in the final Nuremberg trial for what's going on. This is why Trump's pushing the vaccines, because he's going to get the people at the top.
Yeah, I reminded myself. This is exactly why Trump's pushing the vaccines, because he's just a president, not a doctor. He's doing everything that they wanted him to do by the book, and he's gonna fucking hang them, because this trial set the standards for war crimes. But it's called the Nuremberg trials because it was based off of what you're seeing. None of the atrocities happened to the Jews, but you have to understand, if found guilty, Israel will be last. Israel and the communists are what got the Americans to destroy the Germans. The entire war should not have happened, but Winston Churchill, that warmongering piece of shit, got this war off the ground. That's what Trump's doing. He's bringing them back to this legislative point in time where he's going to change the game, and he's going to convict them of the same crimes. The difference being, I get into arguments with people online all the time. It's very hard for me. All my comments get deleted. The one guy, where it boils down to, the one guy, he insisted that the Germans declared war on America. And this is a very important point. They didn't. The Americans declared war on Germany a few days after Pearl Harbor, and there was no reason for it. Now, the Americans are taught to think that it was Allies versus Axis, Axis being the enemies and Allies being the good guy. And American propaganda teaches that it's all the same. Everyone who allies with these people over here and everyone who enemies with these people over there, they're all one team. This is not how it works. A nation is an individual nation, sovereign unto itself. And every nation has to declare war on each individual nation. You don't just declare war on allies or Axis or blue team and red team. That's not how it works. You declare war on a nation. And America declared war on Germany because Churchill was pressured and all the propaganda was being fed by the Jews into America. It was a shitstorm. That's what Trump's going to be doing, going back to this point in time, and he's going to accuse every last fucking communist on the planet for the war that happened. Now, you don't know this is going on, but it is. What do we got here?
their verdict.
Here we go. The verdicts of all of the war crimes that you think happened but didn't, but it was just for pretty much killing other people's enemy nations.
Fascism stands exposed and convicted. The fascist aggressors are condemned as malignant foes of humanity,
Did you hear them? Fascist aggressors, right?
and progress. Such is the verdict of history. Such is the fate that awaits all that take up the sword against the peace and tranquility of mankind.
This is the fate of all who take up the sword against peace and tranquility of mankind.
No gas chambers.
Yeah, no gas chambers.
The court passed sentence of death by hanging on Goering, Ribbentrop, Keitel, Rosenberg, Kaltenbrunner, Jodl, Frank, Frick, Saukel, Streicher, Seyss-Inquart, and in abstentio, Bormann. Sentence of lifelong imprisonment on Hess.
Hess, they really made an example of. He was the last to die. Anyways, that's a whole different story. But this is their crime. They fought the world. That's it. Yes, war sucks. Yes, they had concentration camps or POW camps. Same thing. Yes, all of these things. But yeah, that's their crimes. None of what we know today is real about what happened. Because again, communism rules the world right now, and what America is their final agenda. Everything that you're going to see happen to Trump and the Patriots is exactly what the media did in the 1920s to these guys. In the last video here, I uploaded this the other day, and it says it all. Exactly what Trump's doing. This sums it up perfectly.
Let the Nuremberg trial be a stern warning to all warmongers. Let it serve the cause of worldwide peace, of an enduring and democratic peace.
So that says it right there. The Nuremberg trial is an example to people who fight back against communism. Now, America was used by the communists, and America is waking up slowly to this. And this trial set the standard, because it's all about the Nuremberg laws. The Nuremberg laws state that the Germanic blood is pure, and they have to the whole eugenics laws came in about, which again, the emphasis of the Nuremberg laws is sterilization, not euthanization. They sterilized handicapped people and people like this, and they also kicked your socialist benefits off if an Aryan man or woman, for that matter, had a child with a non-Aryan, or in that case Germanic person. So if the child was non-Aryan, they kicked you off socialist benefits. They would say something like, you lost your honor. So you got a kind of, well, that's not the right term, but a dishonorable discharge from the socialist benefits. And you'd be like a normal citizen, like all of us slaves are right now. You'd have to go fend for yourself, go find a job, pay your taxes, all these things. There was none of that for the actual Germanic peoples. And the Nuremberg laws set these laws in place. So when these laws held the whole world under account, and with what's going on with COVID-19, all of these people that are doing this are going to be held by their own standards, and they're going to be killed and hung. Yeah, I took a picture of this. I didn't even want to comment on it. It was somebody posting on my wall, and then they deleted the comment. I get comments like this all the time online. Trump's a Zionist shill. All his kids are married to small hats, or in this case, Jews. Don't tell me you believe in Q. First of all, it's not called QAnon. QAnon is the narrative that they're trying to get people to dissuade them to investigating. Q is a person that's uploading secretly online from within the White House from the last 5 years. Q no longer posts. The idea of Q was to raise consciousness to a certain level, because the stuff that I know right now, I never used to know. That's Q. the number 17 has a whole bunch of connotations to it, but that's the Q. And Anon is just somebody who goes online looking for the truth. Q is the one person who's the mysterious person posting from within the White House, leading people on these breadcrumbs of clues for the trials that were going on with in Capitol Hill, that was going on for the last few years, and is still going on with Fauci, by the way. They're leading people like us to figure things out and investigate these things to the truth, because we all have to wake up at the same time. It does nothing for the American people if only one person like myself wakes up, or anything. We need to understand that America was used by the communists, and these people are going to be held accountable. So when people say shit like this, it's like, it shows me how stupid they are. I think that's all I got. Allied censorship during the. I have another video actually. I'll talk about that. Again, the Nazis are the ones who are liars. Again, all of what the Patriots are. We're seeing it right now in America with fake news, and which is the entire goal of CNN. Patriots are the liars. Patriots are the deceivers. Patriots are the ones that are duped. Patriots are the Nazis. Patriots, you can see it happening right now in America, because it worked so well during the 1920s with the Hitler Patriots that were fighting the communists and all those Antifa retards back then. So that's what they're doing to the Patriots now. And the more it happens, the more people will wake up to what's going on here. But you have to understand, to say that the Nazis were the good guys is such a big pill to swallow. I have no idea how this is going to happen, but I honestly don't even think it will happen. I think that the Americans need to do their own waking up at their own level, and again, it's going to happen where there's going to come a snapping point. And I really believe it'll be the explosion of a government building, just like the 9/11 building that blew up in 2001, or collapsed, or whatever the case may be. They're going to need a legislative action to take you back to 2001, which will be an explosion of a government building. That's at least my take on it. Because they have to open up all the books going back in history and referencing laws of events. Yeah, I think that's all I got. This is, again, don't use Wikipedia, buy books, check sources, investigate. Look at this, look at this. Look at this. Included books, the books that were burned, written by Jewish, communist, socialist, anarchist, liberals, pacifist. Because they're doing this to the schools. Everything that we're seeing in the schools right now with critical race theory, this is what Hitler hated. He hated all of what was going on then that's happening in America right now. And there will be a roundup. All these COVID camps, by the way, it's going to be a complete flip. The COVID camps were originally designed to have people who have the truth that won't get injected to be put in, but Trump's going to flip it, and he's going to turn them into concentration camps, just like in 1933. There's going to be so many fucking tantrums, the military's going to have to come out and round them all up. That's what's coming. And you got to admit, bring it on at this point. Fucking round all these retards up. Communists deserve to be shot. And that's what's going on. We cannot have the mixing of communism and patriotism, because the whole premise of communism is that the politicians know best, and you fighting back, rising up, you're an enemy to the state. That's the idea of communism, and that's why they pacify the masses with all. Turn on the TV, any channel. It's just boring, robotic chit-chat. Nobody's getting to the bottom of anything. They want their own little laws and rules for them, not for you. Rules for thee, but not for me, right? Anyways, that's all I got.